something that me and Maria both believe in the depths of our heart, that when it comes to health, there's not just one thing. Diet is huge because you literally become what you eat, but there's also sleep and movement and sunshine and the water and the air that you breathe and the EMFs. And it's getting a little bit complicated in the world that we live in. So sometimes diet just isn't enough. And it's important to address other areas that contribute to health. But diet is definitely a huge, huge first step. So that's why I'm so glad for people like you, Ronnie, and the rest of the contributors and creators that are a part of this bundle to put this together to provide a lot of tools for people to make positive changes in their lives.
That's amazing. I didn't know you were. So, firstly, you're in Costa Rica right now. Oh, goodness sake. Yeah, so you're in Costa Rica and you're trying to start a healing center. I didn't know anything about that.
It's relatively recent, and right now we only have one space. We hope in the future to expand. So right now we have one. It's actually really beautiful. It's a bamboo cabin that was built by a local Costa Rican, and it's really just like a piece of art. So we've kind of remodeled it a little bit and made it nice. So we have space for 3 people max to come at a time, and kind of customize a retreat for somebody that would be interested in going deeper into their health and more in a holistic way, not just concentrating on just diet or just exercise, kind of incorporating all the aspects that contribute to health, and try and gain that knowledge. And at the same time, visit a beautiful country and see amazing wildlife and go to the beaches and waterfalls and all those sorts of things. So yeah, trying to create an opportunity to serve people that are interested in that.
We've got a question for you here on Instagram. Marco, my son is a teenager now and doesn't want to do anything with food now. Could you share your experience as early teenager and anything that you would suggest?
Yeah, I have a very direct answer to that because I went through the same thing when I was a teenager. Because I was brought up raw vegan. I was basically completely raw vegan from the age of 3 until about 10 or so. And that's when, you know, I had more freedom. You know, I started riding my bike into town. I started hanging out with my friends more on my own without parent supervision. And although my mom, I really appreciate everything that she did for me, introducing me to this way of living and healing the health problems I had as a child. But during that time, she just, you know, she wanted me to be healthy, and she knew that raw foods is the best. But at the same time, as a teenager, there's just so much else going on in your life as a parent. I think it's very important to, while educating your child and providing a space in your house for them to eat really healthy and to have, you know, raw foods available and to make it fun and to make it interesting and to do your part. At the same time, I think that there is some necessity to let your child explore a little bit. There's definitely a balance between the two, and I guess it could be different for each situation and for each child. But for me, I went through that experience, and even when I went to college, I kind of rebelled, you could say, so much that I was eating the standard American diet when I was in college. For the last 2 years, I was shopping at Walmart and just really eating anything. And after college, it was a process of myself kind of relearning everything that my mom instilled in me when I was younger. And that's how I got interested in health more holistically. And that's when I didn't feel good anymore, that's when I came back to my roots. So I kind of needed to go through that phase and learn it on my own. Even though my mom gave me that information when I was younger, it was the process of going through that on my own that really, you know, made an impact for me, and kind of that was the real turning point for me. And then, you know, now it's just it's easy. It's a way of life for me.
That's crazy. I didn't know that you. So you went back to the standard American diet.
And did you not feel like really terrible the first time you started eating that stuff?
You know, I was so busy in college. I was majoring in sports broadcasting, and I was also minoring in business too, and I was just involved with like the TV station, the radio station, doing like all these different sports. And I was like, I didn't have tons of schoolwork. My schoolwork wasn't that demanding, but I was involved with so many extracurricular activities that my schedule was just nonstop that I never had time to reflect. I never had time to slow down. So I didn't have time to even like realize where my state of health was until I graduated and until I had some months on my own. Because even when I came back for summer, I would do summer internships. It was just, there was always something during those 4 years that I never had time to really check in with myself. And then after college, I was like, oh, wow, yeah, this food definitely has a huge impact on me. And I specifically remember I went on a road trip with a dear friend of mine, and we were like at Trader Joe's and we were getting food, and like I was buying like cheese and making sandwiches, and I was just like, I was eating this food and I realized that it just wasn't fueling me correctly. It wasn't wasn't helping me be my best self. And that was kind of a slap in the face. And that's what I needed at the time though, because after that, that's what got me this lifestyle. And, I'm really grateful for the path that I had, and it's brought me here today. So I'm grateful for all the experiences that I had, and I don't regret anything. And I think each person is on their own journey, and none of them are the same. So no matter where you are in your health journey, I think it's really important to accept where you're at, but also don't be complacent. Also, like, have an ideal and keep a goal of yours in your vision and go after that. And that's why, to be honest, that's why I think this ebook bundle is really, really helpful for a lot of people that are looking to make changes, because there's so many resources that it just makes it so much easier. Like, if anybody, I remember so many different times I had different friends or different people that were interested in the raw food lifestyle. And, I could talk with them for a half hour or an hour, and I could say, yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. But if anybody was interested now, I would say, hey, get this ebook bundle. This is like an amazing place to start off. You have all the recipes. There's all these different courses. Like, there's so much information that you get to pick and choose what resonates with you and just take off from there.
Yeah, actually, I came across your YouTube channel recently, and you've got a clip of yourself as a sports broadcaster. It was really good. I was really impressed. I was like, wow, that was excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's funny because when you're talking about that, there's so many times when people have been interested in this diet that I wanted to be able to share all these books with people, and I feel like we can't really do that. I don't want to just give things free without asking the people who have made the books, But this is a great opportunity to get all these things. I think it's like 50 cents for every book or something that's in it. It's like,
yeah,
works out something like that. So tell us about what did you contribute to the bundle, and what are people going to get out of it?
Well, my partner Marie and I created a raw recipe book for the bundle, and it really includes just a bunch of our favorite recipes. I mean, a couple of them were recipes that I grew up with, so I'm really excited to share those for people that have children in their lives, or maybe nephews or nieces, and you want them to eat healthy, but you also want them to enjoy their food. We have some of those recipes that I think people will really enjoy. We have a couple recipes that include some tropical fruit. Most of them you could get at your local supermarket or Asian supermarket. So I think those are a little bit exciting for people to try new and different foods. I mean, here in Costa Rica, we are blessed with so many exotic fruit that even myself, like, I'm still learning from the community here of new fruits that I've never tried before or heard of before. So there's just an endless list of exotic fruits to try. But we tried to keep it just really simple too. Some recipes get really complicated, and for me, when it comes to raw food, I love the simplicity of it. That's one of the reasons why I'm attracted to it. I think that's one of the reasons why people thrive on it once they understand the basic principles of the raw food diet. and simplicity is definitely one of them. But at the same time, there's certain times where you want to treat yourself. There's certain times where you want to break out a dehydrator and spend an hour on a recipe and like really make something gourmet and treat yourself. So I think the book that we contributed is a really good balance of kind of all those aspects. And yeah, we just put a lot of love into the book. I mean, we had a really good time creating it. So I really hope people enjoy it. And please, if you get the bundle and you check out our book, please give me any feedback that you have. So in the future we could create an even better one.
Did you get some advice from your mom, who's obviously written quite a few books?
Well, this one was just a recipe book. So this was just more on our own. And my partner, Maria, who I mentioned is a part of the bundle, and you could find her on Instagram and all over the place as well. She's a raw food chef. She chefed at retreat centers for a number of different people, like all over the world. So she has a lot of experience with raw food and chefing. So to be honest, when it comes to the recipes, I contributed a little bit, and then I was more of like the cleaner upper, the helper, the assistant. But to be completely honest, a lot of the recipes are definitely hers because that's her expertise. So I kind of let her take control of a lot of it and filled in the gaps here and there, and then also contributed some of the recipes that I loved to eat growing up. But she has so much experience that you just give her some direction and a project and she'll fly.
So what led you to settle in Costa Rica?
Well, I've been coming here with my family since I was 15, and a bunch of our friends moved to Costa Rica. I was homeschooled growing up. One of our dear homeschool friends, their family moved to Costa Rica when we were younger. And several of my mom's friends that were actually a part of the raw food community also moved to Costa Rica, to actually the same area that I'm in. So we came here as a family, and we were visiting a number of times. So Costa Rica, I grew up with it. But it wasn't until I came back about a year or two ago where I kind of, as an adult and a new perspective, where I was just like, wow, this is my place. When I came back after not coming here for 15 years, it just had such a profound impact on me that I knew how special this place was, and it just felt like home. And for 5 years or so, I've always had in the back of my mind that I wanted to be in a place where I could grow my own food, where I could be surrounded by nature, where I could be near the ocean, where I could have really high quality food. And Costa Rica provides all that, plus the beautiful sunshine and the clean air. So I've been very privileged to travel around the world a decent amount. I spent 3 months in Hawaii, actually on a raw vegan farm as well, and I've been to Southeast Asia, I've been to Europe and Israel, and Costa Rica just has everything that I'm looking for. So
Nice.
yeah, I mean, I could go and talk about Costa Rica forever, so I think we need to save another conversation to get more in depth, but those are some of the main reasons why I chose to come.
Yeah, you're looking great. Your energy's good. What else is going on with you? Are you just in a really happy place in your life, or are you exercising? What's your activity like there?
Absolutely. I mean, just so many projects going on right now, which is definitely a blessing, but just constant action. This is definitely a time in my life. I've had periods of inaction and introspection, but right now it's definitely a period of action. One thing I'm excited about is by the end of the summer, I will have finished my master's in nutrition. So I've been working on that for the past couple of years, and I'm really excited to be wrapping that up in August. So I'm enrolling for my last semester right now over the summer, so I'm very excited about that. As far as activity and exercise, just being and taking care of this land is just, I don't need to go to a gym. I don't need to, make a specific time for activity. Just being active and maintaining. And something that I'm incredibly excited about. As I mentioned before, 5 years ago, I kind of had a dream that I wanted to grow my own food. And here in Costa Rica, the best time to plant fruit trees is about May or June. And I've been growing seed that I've just been waiting to plant. And the time is almost here. So I am incredibly excited to get a bunch of these trees in the ground and just take care of them the best that I can. And then, get those fruits when they come up 3, 5, 7 years later, whenever they decide to bless this land. I'll be happy to share them with my loved ones.
There's a question here. Did you ever have issues with teeth growing on this diet?
That's a great question. And I think there's a lot of layers to that. I think a lot of, from my experience at least, a lot of teeth health, I guess you could say, has to do with genetics. Because I know a lot of people that basically eat candy all day, they don't floss, they like barely brush their teeth, and they have shiny white teeth. And then I know other people that take amazing care of their teeth and they're eating a really good diet, even if they're not eating a bunch of sugar and through fruit or anything like that, and they have tons of teeth issues. So I think a lot of it does depend on genetics. Personally, I did have problems with my teeth. That's definitely one of the things that I think my mom regrets a little bit, because natural hygiene sometimes says that you should just, if you're eating a raw food diet, you don't have to worry about your teeth. So there was a period when I was younger where I didn't keep up with dental care, and I ended up paying for that in the long term. But now I definitely believe it's necessary to, have oral hygiene 100%, depending on your genetics too. Like if you know that your teeth may be a weakness for you, then it's definitely important that you take extra care, whether that's, making sure you brush and floss or rinsing after a meal, because there's definitely some fruits, especially the dried fruits like dates and dried figs or apricots. Those could get really can get lodged in between the spaces in between your teeth. And that is a big proponent for cavities and future issues down the line. So try and stay away from those really sticky dried fruits as much as possible if you have teeth issues. And besides that, I would just, because each individual is very different, I think it's important to kind of intuitively go along with how you respond. If you already see that, oh, I'm starting to get a cavity here and there, then you should definitely make sure that, maybe you take an extra step. Maybe you buy natural mouthwash and you make sure that you rinse your mouth after meals, and you make sure that you don't, just eat a date straight up. And if you do, it's in a dressing or it's in some sort of smoothie where it's not as strong and abrasive to the teeth. So yeah, that would be my short statement as far as teeth health on a raw and fruitarian diet.
Yeah, absolutely. And are you planning on putting out some more like information, content and stuff in the future? What are you going to focus on videos or Instagram or any, well, basically where should people follow you if they want to keep on hearing about what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. I plan on kind of doing a bunch of everything. My partner Maria and I, we are actually already creating another ebook that we're really excited about. So you could stay in touch with either of us. Through Instagram is the best right now. So myself, I'm Marco_Ranzi. You could find me on Instagram. And my partner is Maria Solud Holistica on Instagram. So you could follow either of us on YouTube as well. We're almost done with our website, so we're really excited to launch that pretty soon. And that will be the best way to get in touch with us when it comes to retreats or when it comes to updates, when it comes to getting on our mailing list. So in the future, we're definitely going to be creating a number of different platforms. And really the one thing that I would ask for the people that are here today, or if you are following either of our journeys, is if you communicate with us and let us know what you're looking for, and the best way that we could serve you, the best kind of content that we could put out that could help you individually.
Well, we've got a few minutes left. I guess we should plug the bundle a little bit, and we're both pretty happy to be part of this. So just give a few more reasons as to why this is a good offer for people.
Yeah, I kind of was talking about this today, and I really think, I mean, money in general is a very interesting subject just when it comes to humans. A lot of times we could think of, lack in a lot of ways when it comes to money. It's a subject where people have a lot of programming, a lot of fear. I know that's something that I've observed through self-analyzing my own programs. And over the years, I've just always realized that no matter what, first of all, money is just energy, right? So if you stop the flow of it, then it's going to be harder to make it. Money needs to flow just like a stream to be healthy. Just like stagnant water becomes, bacteria and things get nasty. The same thing happens with money. You can't just hoard onto money and have that lack mentality. It needs to flow. And from what I've realized is the best way to spend your money is to spend it on an investment in yourself. So, whether that's this ebook bundle, whether that's coaching with somebody, whether that's going on a retreat, whether that's buying a book that's, that could help you. There's so many different ways that you could invest in yourself, whether it's buying high quality food, right? A lot of time people just aim for the lowest quality food or the lowest quality supplement or this and that. A lot of the times you get what you pay for in life. So, except when it comes to things like this ebook bundle. I should say that's kind of the exception. I've never been a part of a bundle like this before, but the way that it's set up, it's really amazing that so many people could collaborate together. It's really the power of collaboration, where it makes sense for all the people to include their bundle, because there's 60 plus, ebooks or bundles, and you're, like Ronnie said, you're getting each one for like 50 cents. Whereas, our recipe ebook is a little over $20 if you just bought it by itself. That's an area where, you're getting an amazing deal, an amazing value for the energy that you're putting in. So I would just encourage people that, I don't know, sometimes I hold on to money and then I think about, like, okay, in 6 months, say you're more interested in raw living foods and you're wanting some more tools. 6 months later, are you going to think, oh man, like, why did I get this ebook? Why did I spend this $50? I really wish I had an extra $50. If you're in that financial predicament, I totally understand. And I honor that. And I know that some people are going through some very difficult times. But if you could envision yourself 6 months from now, and if $50 is really going to make or break that or not, I definitely believe that if it's not, then this is a great investment in your health and your well-being, and could really pay dividends down the line for you. So that's my little pitch.
Yeah, I agree. And there's actually so much information that will save people money in this bundle. And yeah, I've made a lot of mistakes over the years that cost me money over time. So, but the actual bundle covers virtually everything, and there's a lot of recipes for people that are interested in that part of it. And there's video programs, there's stuff about emotional healing and all this stuff. So it's very broad. So at least go and check it out and see if it's of interest to you. And you can go to a link on either of our profiles on Instagram, and you'll find more information about it. Okay, Marco, I'm going to end our Instagram. What do you call it? Live. I'm going to end that now because I need to start a new one for Chris. And any last thoughts?
Last thoughts?
Awesome. You've just been listening to
thank you, Ronnie, for doing
Marco Ranzi.
You too, and thank you for setting this up.
yeah, you've just been listening to Marco, and sorry, I'm very befuddled. Oh, you've actually come on video for at last. Yeah, so we're both part of the Raw Vegan Bundle. That's something we're both excited about. It finishes tomorrow. Can go and have a look at it. I'll have a fruitfest.co.uk/bundle if you want to learn more about it. And I don't think you'll regret it at all. And if you just, I always think, like, if you even get just 1 or 2 ideas, 1 or 2 recipes, it'll be well worth it. And I've definitely spent a lot more on books and what have you when trying to learn this. So this is all good stuff. Right, we've got Chris joining us now, and just give me one moment. I got some bandwidth issues. I'm just checking out, make sure that I can do both the Instagram live and everything. I think it's working okay.
Fancy.
Hey Chris, you're there?
What's going on, brother?
Awesome. Well, you're. I wanted to talk to you. We're calling this day Go Raw, and yeah, I want to learn from you about going raw. But I guess well, wait a second. I just want to try and get you on Instagram as well. If we can do that, if it's possible.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm checking it out up here. I got the Instagram tripod on the side, and this one here.
Yeah. Marco's video wasn't working for a while there, so I was taking my camera and putting it onto the Instagram, and it was crazy. But yeah, okay. I'm live on Instagram now. Chris Kendall will join me in a moment, guys. For those of you who are jumping on Instagram, and we're going to be talking about the raw vegan, going raw vegan, I suppose, going raw, and oh yeah, you've joined.
Yeah, just joined, and I turned down my volume on there so that it's a little bit better.
There we go. Okay, good. We've got this going. This is the first time it's worked. Okay, I think.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I'm going to try and put this in front, and hopefully
there we go.
See both. So that...
Awesome. Okay, let me start recording.